Cool. Alright, so the next one up will be Party Crashers. Actually, before I just do that. Yeah, okay. Excuse me. It's not a chord first. Come on, guys. I play all the time and don't die. I just die a lot on the live stream. At least in part because I'm answering your guys' questions. It does happen sometimes that you know, when you're trying to multitask and keep to chat, make sure you say things that aren't dumb. Less dumb. You tend to sometimes not always pay attention to what you're doing, particularly if we focus on Epic Elite, right? So, yeah. How much time left until Lamania goes down? Like exact time? Titan asks. It'll be the exact time that we take the worlds down, probably for update 26. And however long that's going to be. And you're right, Mary, about why we're making sure that we have everything crossed on that bag deposit box being renamed to Shared Bank Crafting Storage, and the ability to pull directly from it in most of barter UIs and that kind of thing. I can go to Menards and get my tickets for the Indy race for 20 bucks. Yes, that's always been the case, actually, at least for quite a long time. There's always been like a $20, $25 version of the Indianapolis 500. You'll sort of go, you don't get a bleacher seat, but in some ways that's not a bad thing. I've often found, when I went to the Indy 500 anyway, that it was actually more fun to just sort of hang around the lawn and such. So.
The way deeper into the illusion area is open. The air suddenly shifts from tropical heat to bitter cold. It is as if you were teleported leagues away, rather than just having to.
But yeah, it's fun.
These arches have signal crystals attached on top.
It was a good race this year, too. I don't know if anyone is an indie fan out there, but I had a good time watching the race. It was a good one this year. I finally got a feed of it, so.
Though you can see the rest of Stormreach through the skylights above, the light from outside does not reach this room. The only illumination comes from phosphorescent mushrooms.
There we go. You know, there's a reason I'm not rolling my daily dice on this character. It's because it's one of the rules of the static group I'm in. We're not using daily dice, and we're only using the items we find. We're not really twinking our characters out too much, etc., etc. So that's why I don't have a. That's why I don't have my daily dice rolled, because I just basically would be a waste of my time.
The illusionary ones have disappeared, as well as the barrier. And that scorpion completely enveloped the mark of shadow. You will need to destroy it in order to get it. The destruction of this make-believe scorpion has also extinguished the mark of shadow. The illusionary barrier is gone.
Hey, like I say, it's not really my my thing. It's just sort of what the static group wanted to do, and it's like, hey, that's cool. You know, I'm not, I'm cool with that. Whatever they want to do. So that was sort of the decision from the static group, so, you know, whatever. I'm cool with it. No, I never admin. I mean, I think people know that, right? But I'm not adminning stuff for any of my live characters. That's absolutely against the rules. Doesn't happen. Frankly, I can't use the auction house either. But so that also contributes to that decision. I can't use the shard auction house. I should clarify.
The Phiarlan chapter house must have been closed as a precaution during the Grand Gala. The ballroom is on the far side of the chapel. Next to the security gates, a large dragon mark of shadow is embedded into the wall. If it were to activate, you would not be able to destroy it, as you did with the marks in the illusion area.
Yeah, the nice thing about the, I mean, like I say, one factor as well is, remember, this is the very first character I'm really sort of gearing up on the server, first life leveling up. I've had a couple other on Wayfinder before, but they were generally quick rolled characters for things like events or live streams. But since I wanted to do the static group on Wayfinder, you know, it made sense to finally sort of have a character that's going to get geared up and everything over here. But because it is my first character through here, it's, the reality is I just don't have much in the way of gear, so. So even if it wasn't the rule for the static group, it would probably be the reality of the static group. Actually, at least for me. I know we have at least 2 people in the static group that have past lives, but I do not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those illusionary people are in the
to find the guest list and add Cyan's name.
monster manual, right? See if we can take out some of these peoples first.
The party guest here seems like a harmless old elf.
See, I definitely am not good for bluff or diplomacy. How about you, Koi, maybe? How you doing? There you go.
See through to the malicious tiefling underneath.
Hey, Pt.3, thanks for being here.
House Phiarlan elves must appreciate their parties more than a good book.
Hey Evlov, can you take care of these chests and stuff?
Yeah, the key is in here for you. Lock the chest.
Should be able to find an antidote for any poison.
No, like I was saying earlier in the stream here, Peter, this is actually my first time through the epic level, so I just hit level 20 like last week. I'm obviously going Fury of the Wild because I'm a barbarian and damage is good. But yeah, so I'm just leveling it up now. I think I just have enough. I just have a couple points into tunnel vision, just for a little extra rage damage. It looks like I have 2 points available now, so that's nice. I'll take that. But overall, it's this character. I mean, as you can see, at least for normal questing like this, it's plenty good. Like I said, I suspect in heroic I was doing really pretty well. In terms of the barbarian rage sort of being enough self-healing to keep myself sustained with maybe a little help from others in the party. But eventually that's going to just, the numbers aren't going to add up. And that's fine, that's okay. That's, I don't think it's a problem if a melee-based barbarian has to have some help staying alive with healing. So... but it's looking pretty good. And actually, speaking of looking pretty good, maybe I should just brag. Look at that thing. Isn't that awesome? That's cosmetic. That's the Insanity. I made a cosmetic of Insanity, and then I put the Chaos aura on it. And I think it looks great. It's totally ridiculous. But in a way that I just love. So, my recommendation. And also, I really like the PDK armor. The look of the PDK armor is just great. Also, the goggles up. It's looking pretty cool, I have to say. But the main goals on this character right now is I need a good, frankly, strength plus 8 item. I've got like a level 15 set of gloves. I'm using the gloves with something else right now. So I need to find another slot for plus 8. I think I'm down to plus 5 on strength actually right now. And then I do have a con 8 on, so at least I got that covered. But now, it's stunning me like you wouldn't believe. Cool. But I tell you though that change with the barbarian self-healing. It's. I suppose I could show you my enhancement tree in a second. It's fairly standard. It's mostly Frenzied Berserker with a little bit of Ravager mixed in. I've got basically tier 5 all the way across on Frenzied Berserker, and then up to this on Ravager. Yeah, Titan asked about a bug and not being able to get back through the Spinner's prison after speaking to Elminster after getting to the prison there on your specific character, and it looks like it might be a if I'm going off the top of my head here, I wrote up a bug on it, but it was the Blade Forged, if I recall correctly. Is that correct? There's a sort of a specific issue with certain, I believe, iconics, and you might run into that problem. It's on our bug list to work on. Did I get rid of the fighter level, or am I a fighter barbarian? Nah, I still have my one fighter level. I suppose I should probably do that. But again, like I say, with the static group here, not buying quick LR, +1 LRs in the store, so if I happen to pull one from a chest, or I'm no longer in the static group, then I'll do that. So. Mr. Mass about wanting to see the Ravenloft setting in DDO. That would be rad. I mean, you know, nothing to announce there, I'm sorry, but certainly a popular setting. You know, for those who don't know, there's a bunch of really optional objectives in this Party Crashers quest that can really do all sorts of crazy things. It's pretty fun. And you can even avoid this whole battle at the end, which I think we're going to do right now. But anyway, Mesrim, nothing to announce. It's about the best I can tell you right now. So basically, we took care of all the optional objectives here, and so now this guy's like, all my plans are being there go. What? All my wonderful plans. I love this. This is such a, I believe... I don't want to give credit where it's not due, so I don't know. Yep. The optionals are fun in this quest. And we'll probably just move on to the snitch here, just for live stream time purposes. So I'm actually trying to look a little bit more on random loot now, because I want when I need to build up kind of a stack, which actually, as a matter of fact, if I ever make a swashbuckler, that could be pretty darn useful. I think I might keep that one. I'm pretty sure that Purple Foos has a lot of work that was done on Party Crashers as his stuff. But there were some other people involved too. Yeah, I know, Mesrim. If we wanted to, we could spend a whole bunch of time doing an additional, probably a half hour or so, easily, of optionals and Party Crashers, but maybe about a half hour.
The sounds and
20
smells
minutes,
of the busy
something like
tavern
that.
drift in from the next room. Perhaps Roderick Neville won't cause a scene if you ask him a few discreet questions in a public place.
You're just about ready to get those Zodiac quests? See, this is where this Insanity one comes from. It's a pretty cool mid-level, mid-teen level sword, just in general. But one of its more valuable aspects, frankly, is... fine, I will kill things. I suppose I probably should have switched weapons here. Guess I'll use this one instead. My character's name is M-A-H-K-D-O-H, Makdo, which, I don't know, some people might know that, what I'm getting at. It's the formal name of Moktuk. He's not actually called Moktuk because that would be a silly name. So his normal name is, in actuality, Makdo. But, because he is as known as he is, people just call him Moktuk because that is fun. And it's kind of an insult to him. So his enemies sort of gave him the moniker Moktuk instead of Moktuk. Happened in a bar fight. Under the realm of TMI, I guess. Another name from his that he'll go by is Malakdo, M-A-L-A-K-H-D-O-H.
If you could lower one of the nearby ladders, you would be able to climb up onto the rooftops.
But clearly this is not the Moktuk, it's just a name I use for people who really know me, that can look me up easily. So if you see a Mokdo or equivalent, it's probably me. Unless someone has stolen it for trolling purposes. Which has happened over the years. But that's okay. It's all in good fun. I don't take it personal. Well, I did that one time. Sorry. Hey Bonnie, nice to see you here. So, anyway, you know, we do have our Warlock preview out on YouTube, so if you have not seen that yet and you think you would be interested, now's a great time to do it. Get yourself a little primer on things. We also have a Friday at 4 that specifically looks at the Soul Eater tree. Afterwards, you can find all that stuff here on Twitch and YouTube. But if you're the type that just wants to wait, it should be here to play soon enough. You know, if I was in the static group, I don't know if we'd be running this on Epic Elite, because, like I say, this is our generally first time through the Epics here, but I would say that we might well at least be doing hard here. But like I say, for the purposes of the stream, showing off a lot of content, just kind of taking it easy and chilling and answering questions, I think normal here is going to be just fine for today. Someone asked about any other big changes coming for the Warlock. The biggest change, if you aren't aware of it, is just, like I said, some changes to the Enlightened Spirit tree, some changes to the numbers. Frankly, after the live stream today, I'm going to be taking another pass on the release notes based on a bunch of feedback from the devs. So, yeah, odds are good that there's going to be some changes to the numbers in that. But in terms of major stuff, probably the biggest thing is the shift from that one early version, which included self-healing, to the temporary hit point model that we're using now. And that was really a lower decision. We know some people really liked the enhancement tree as it was originally debuted. But you know, that happens sometimes. Oh yeah, we'll have this quest finished at around 1. You know, I'm actually willing, I think, to stick around for a little bit and run. If you guys want to, I could actually go a little late on the live stream if you wanted to, and we could take care of the Phiarlan Carnival as well. At around 1. Yep.
A magical field flickers into place, protecting the upper courtyard from unwanted intruders.
Alright, Gemini166 has a good question. The Ravager Capstone claims a DC of 10 plus half your Barbarian level plus your Constitution modifier, but you have to be Barbarian level 20 to take it. Any chance of having maybe Primal Destinies grant effective levels of Barbarian for that and similar abilities? It's a good suggestion, but typically one of the design sort of philosophies of the Capstone is that it requires you to be pure class. It's sort of a reward for going pure class, as opposed to, say, doing multiple splashes of multi-classing. So it is a deliberate decision there. I don't know that loosening that up in one case in particular, that being the Barbarian, would probably fit with our design philosophy, but it is an interesting idea, perhaps, because if anything, you know, something like a Primal Destiny would be a place for that. But I think it would be part of a more widespread change to sort of break off capstones from pure class if we went that route, and I just don't see us doing that anytime soon here. There's sort of reasons why we like it the way it is. Yeah, you're right though about the half Barbarian level. We could just say, you know, just give you the number, because if you're pure class, then guess what? That number is 10. But I don't know why. I think it's just maybe using the nomenclature that is typically seen on other items and abilities more than it is any kind of other reasoning. Just to be, quote, consistent.
A terrible din echoes down the hallway, as if sheets of metal were being torn to bits. The rust monster is so intent on devouring his metallic meal.
Every class has a capstone that goes into effect. It's broken. Alright, well, what else can I do? I'll bring out this sucker. I'm gonna have to fix my gear after this quest. Or not beat on Rusties with blade. That's another option. But you know. I'm so angry. I just can't, lady, rather, can't. I'm not gonna worry about things like that. Any chance to get the Ranger Arcane Archer Tree ranged power? I would say odds are fairly strong on that one. I think we'll have to wait and see for what ends up happening with the Ranger Enhancement Tree work that's planned in the future. I know that we've already put some things like Deepwood Stalker. We've taken some look at some of that already. We talked about that publicly a little bit, but I think that we would eventually see a series of enhancement tree changes for the Ranger, along in the same vein as what we've done for other classes. What the exact particulars of that would be, you know, will be up to the designers at the time. We're working on it. But something like having a potential to do with the Ranger Arcane Archer Tree giving ranged power makes a lot of sense, right? So odds are fairly strong on that. Pt.3, I am going to probably send you a mail in game on Caneth someday, because I could probably use some crafted shards. So I should mention here that part of the reason I'm on Wayfinder is because I want to have a quote real character on every one of the servers that I can play for the live stream and such. And I need to do that on Caneth yet. So when I do get there on Caneth, I may well. I think Caneth is going to be next, by the way, but I need to do Wayfinder first. And I will definitely want some crafted gear, because I won't be under the restrictions of a static group, most likely, when I'm on Caneth. So, I don't know, any other Update 26 questions you guys have? I mean, you know, we're already, we're doing polish, have been doing polish last week or so on Warlock, and we're pretty much there. And, so much that, like I say, we have this meeting this afternoon. Otherwise, we're going to see Update 27 coming up next. You know, work on that is already underway in terms of the quests and the raids and all that sort of thing. That sort of thing. And that is coming, as we stated in the producer's letter, the most recent one. That's coming in July, so we're working pretty quick on that. And that'll be Archon-related content in sort of the Shavaroth area. We're going to be continuing the storyline that you saw in the Devil battlefield, because, you know, it's a big Devil versus Archon war. You saw the Devil side of things with, like, say, Weapon Shipment, Tower of Despair and all. Now it's time to take a look at the Archon side of things. It should be pretty cool. I think they'll do it. All right, I'm going to probably sell and repair, and then let's head into Phiarlan Carnival. Cranky the Eighth Dwarf asks, are we going to wipe characters from Lamania between updates? Yes. The typical plan is to do a character wipe for every new update, so like update 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 50, 100, whatever we end up getting to, right? And that's just for consistency purposes. It allows people to transfer over their most recent characters, so it's useful for that. There's just several reasons why it makes sense to start with a clean character slate on Lamania. So that's just sort of an expectation that we'll be doing character wipes for every update. Not necessarily every update within that update, you know, because we update Lamania frequently during the course of events there, but at the start, at the very least, yes. Will the copy tool be reset? Yes, that's the plan. We had some issues with the copy tool this time around, but that was sort of specific to a kind of a atypical scenario, shall we say. So, in general, the copy tool should work for the future here. Is there anywhere where we post while we're doing the wipe? We don't really need to make that post, although we usually do when we mention that we're going to be updating Lamania, but that character wipe will happen when we bring Lamania down, although it's typically already down by the time we are ready to debut a new update. But if it's not, it'll be right when we're doing the major update. And again, that's deliberate, so just wait until the update is live for preview on Lamania, head over to the character copy tool, copy over whatever characters you feel are valuable to you, and do whatever you want to do there. But it's going to happen the day of the sort of the first debut of the update on Lamania. That can just sort of be the known expectation. And typically, you know, Lamania, we're fairly flexible in regard to when exactly it happens, but it's usually, people have historically seen it about a month or so prior to the launch of any new update. Usually somewhere around that time frame, give or take several weeks usually. We were a little closer this time around just due to sort of the work involved in bringing a new class as opposed to just, quote, typical content. But did someone look at the symbol there? It's the triangle for green, yellow is the diamond. Anyone have tips for Kenneth crafting? I'm sure. You know, we still have, it's a little outdated, frankly, but we still have the crafting with Courtney stuff. Okay, what's that not working? Triangle.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, craft unbound shards for the best XP. Typically there's sort of a, you can find it I think on the wiki and such, the DDO wiki, the player owned one. But in general there's sort of a level where switching from unbound or bound to unbound gets a little bit better XP if you're really looking to maximize. Otherwise I would just recommend basically crunching everything you get in a chest, you know, as you're questing through the game and all that sort of thing. At the end of the night, rather than just selling it all to a bartender, crunch all that stuff down. It'll make a difference. You can craft a bunch of shards and then kind of over time sort of you know, adjust what you're doing. Like, so typically what I'll do is I'll just take a shard that's still earning me good XP, just craft a bunch of it, deconstruct, craft, find some recipes, throw in a few crafting binges. If you can afford it or want to do it or get one in game or something like that, you can get yourself a little sort of a crafting XP bonus for all those shards. It's a good way to go. But there's some really good Canaan crafting guides out there, so I know like on the forums and that would be a good place to check. Like I said, I did do a column for about a year and a half called Crafting with Courtney, and I'm pretty sure all those archives can still be found on ddo.com. I just kind of have to look them up in the news section. Some of the information's a little outdated just because, you know, there have been some changes that have taken place since then. But otherwise,
Piteous cries for help coming from the cages. You hear this hero has been rendered less.
oh man, did you guys catch that little reference? Yeah. Right now, I don't know. A lot of people don't really have a goal of maxing out Caneth crafting to all the way to 150. Typically, it's not, 100% necessary that be all the way up to 150. Depends on what you're crafting, what you want to craft. But it is perfectly acceptable to generally, you can get most of the stuff you want done, frankly, in less than that. I think I generally have I have a crafter that's in the low hundreds. And that, for the most part, actually gets me most of the way there. But, your mileage may vary. You may want to go all the way on that. That's nothing at all wrong with that, so. Where am I going? Alright, pink is the square, and yellow is the green circle. With a line through it.
Yellow.
Now you'll notice the colors don't 100% match up, so you have to make the colors.
The red wheel seems less deadly than the others.
Have I been pelted with cookies yet? No? You have some good cookies? I'm up for eating cookies. Apparently I'm up for being stunned a lot. These malefic people just find me stunning. I am pretty cool looking, I have to say. Must be the insanity. Did you already hit this purple one there then?
Yeah, it's done. The door should be open.
Yep. Cool. If people haven't seen it, this is pretty funny.
The three outhouses are marked men's, women's, and warforged.
What's wrong with oatmeal raisin cookies, Gemini? They're good for you.
It's the top of the man-made tablet.
Oatmeal raisin cookie here.
A contingent of Phiarlan agents stands near the only open entrance into the tent. Their leader watches you expectantly.
Titan asks when there will be another epic experience boost in all servers. We just had one last weekend, so be a little while yet.
Stand ready to do violence.
What would a Warforged do in an outhouse anyway? Well, you have to change your oil sometime. You know, gotta have some self-respect, right? I'm kidding. Yeah. Dumping the batteries. Alicia, one of our more popular bosses. We have had quite a few requests over the years for this this cosmetic skin. I don't know that I would say it's likely, but there might be reasons why it would be more difficult. God, it's stuck in that camera space right now. There we go. There we go. Nicely done. Where do we end up? Not bad. Like I say, this is an untwinked character, so I'm sitting at level 20 with a strength of 29, soon to be 30. Con of 30. Charisma 19. Not like I really use my charisma for much. I've got the all the cleaves. Clearly. When are we going to have an incubus? Well, I don't know. Alright, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it would be a popular outfit. Let's put it that way. So, let's see, I got full plate of the ringleader, utility vest, illusionist garb. Ooh, the rune arm. So the rune arm here is not terrible for mid-level 5, of course. Roderick's wand is kind of a way to summon an easy monster. There was a time where it didn't, it stacked with summons, but we fixed that. Utility vest is kind of nice for low-level rogue. Illusionist garb is okay for a that. I think I'm going to go for the full plate of the ringleader though, just because it's cool looking. I really wish I had the top hat. That's a way you can get a top hat, especially now with the Mirror of Glamoring. It's pretty cool. Let me show you what it looks like. Get my item off. There we go. Pretty interesting looking, unique looking set of armor there. Some folks really like it. Yeah, no antique great axe either, but that's okay. Alright, that is going to do it with the Weekly Wednesday Lunchtime live stream. Thank you much, Koi and Evlov, for joining me. I'll get you guys a Turbine Points code, and I'll send it through the in-game mail system to these characters later this afternoon. So by tomorrow morning, you should be able to check your mail and get that stuff. Also, stick around in our chat. We're going to do a little bit of a Turbine Point giveaway as well. Any final questions? Otherwise, we're going to call it. Don't forget to give us a subscribe button or follow button on twitch.tv/DDOstream if you'd like to be notified for when we're going live with shows just like this one every Wednesday, starting at noon Eastern, currently -4 GMT. You can also find our complete schedule. We have shows basically every day now on twitch.tv/DDOstream. You can also find our archives on youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons. Thanks very much for joining us, and we will see you again soon.